Hello, everyone. Welcome to I Have Comic Issues, and I hope that all of your issues are comics. My name's Bryant, and this is the Comic Channel Origins live stream that I do every Sunday night, or as close to that as I can. And tonight, I have another guest from up north, Canada. I have Ryan, the Colossus Collector. Let me bring Ryan on in. Hey, Ryan.
Hey, Brian. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you for joining me tonight. I hope you're staying warm up there in Canada. You're my third guest from Canada that I've had on the show so far since I've started, and you are the second in a 3-week series I'm doing with guests from the Great White North.
Well,
last week I had J-Man on, and next week I got 1063.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Yeah, thanks for having me, and thanks for shining a light on the Canadian guys.
Well, you're also a fellow X-Men person, so
I am.
you got to keep it real.
Love it.
Also, I wanted to give a quick shout out to my channel sponsor, which is Ron's Comic Closet. And if you use code I Have Issues at checkout, you'll get 20% off your first purchase with Ron. So there's the QR code right there. If anybody's interested in that, go check it out. Yep. Now, and throw that up there at the top corner. Yeah, right there. I always hate trying to figure out what side.
I know. It's the thing that plagues all of us YouTubers on streams.
You would think I would be better with it since I have actually a degree in technical theater, so I should know stage right, stage left, but it's been a while. So
it's just not the way your brain's wired, right? So
no.
And we were just playing around with the mirroring on my video feed. If it was mirrored, that actually wouldn't be the problem, but then everything's backwards. So
yeah.
You can't have one without the other. So
yeah, very hard to read X-Men or something like that if it's backwards.
Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and get started since I know you're an hour ahead of me, so it's a little bit later for you than it is here. So we'll go ahead and get started. So I'm sure you got to work tomorrow, right?
I do.
Yeah.
Let's jump in.
All right. Well, the first question I got for you is what inspired you to start a comic book YouTube channel? And do you remember what your very first video was?
Yeah. So, just a little context. I've only been collecting comics since 2022, the start of 2022, but I'm a lifelong Marvel fan. When I was a kid, I collected comics a little bit here and there, but what really got me into Marvel were different Marvel cartoons.
Okay.
I used to actually rent the old like 60s, 70s cartoons from my local video store on VHS and watched all the, the Captain America, Spider-Man, and all that stuff. Stuff my parents watched. And that kind of like gave me my first bit of Marvel fandom. And then I found the X-Men animated series and Spider-Man animated series of the 90s. And that's kind of really where it all came. And then I became a huge fan of the movies as I got older, right. And the MCU I was just like totally immersed in. But I was always a collector. I collected hockey cards and football cards and different things all through life. And so I always had the collector bug. Okay. And I just sort of stumbled upon some YouTube channels that I liked and that showed their collections off. And I thought, oh, wouldn't it be cool to have like a room like that, a collection like that? And the more that sat with me, the more I wanted to start collecting. So I dove into it. I started with an Instagram handle and got to know the community that way. And within my first year, I started thinking about I started watching more comic YouTubers and seeing the community that was building online. And I just felt like it would be a great way to, if I started my own channel, it would be a great way to get more immersed into the community, share my collection and how I was collecting. And that was really kind of the reasons why. I also, I work in advertising and I have a graphic design background. So I have some like abilities and skills that I could kind of translate to making content. So, and I like, being creative and making stuff. So that also was a bonus to starting my channel. So um that's really kind of why I jumped into it. And then my first video, I actually launched my channel with 2 videos on the same day. So
Okay.
my first video was just like an intro video, talking to camera, introducing myself to people, and kind of giving a little bit more of a detailed backstory of what I just told you, how I got into Marvel and comics and stuff, and then and just what my channel was going to be about. And then I also, right after it, uploaded my very first CGC submission, and
Okay.
revealing the grades. So that was kind of like I kind of launched with two videos, and I was off.
Well, I think launching with a, CGC video is a great Kickstarter type.
It is. It is.
I mean,
It,
everybody wants to know what those grades are.
yeah. It was definitely a good video to start with off the bat, and got some eyes on the channel. So um, highly recommend that.
It's an expensive way to go.
Yes. Yes. It just so happened that I had done this first submission, and as it was coming back, I was starting to think about the channel, and I thought, oh, it would be like really great to do a video of my very first submission and do kind of the grade reveals, and have what I was kind of predicting, and then
Right.
reveal that. Um, so it gave me a great first start out the gate with that video. And I'd obviously seen some other ones before on YouTube, so that also gave me the inspiration to do it.
Okay. And or correct me if I'm wrong, but did you say you just started collecting comics in 2022?
Yeah, so I was when I did that, I started in 20. I started my channel in 2023, basically almost like a year to when I started heavily collecting comics. I had comics a little bit from my childhood, but like not a
Okay.
lot. Just like a kind of a stack, a little shoebox worth of books from that time.
So, needless to say, you've gotten into the habit pretty heavy.
Oh yeah, I dove in hard. I'm like that, when I get into something, I get into it really, really hard. And yeah, those first couple years of collecting was intense.
Because I watched your live stream the other night
Mhm.
with is it Empress
Yeah,
and Empress and Mon?
Matt from Empress,
Yeah.
also known as Matt and Clemson, and then yeah,
Okay.
Brandon from On Comics.
And I remember you saying that you're trying to get or you almost have X-Men 1 through 10.
Yeah, I do actually. I have 1 through 10, and I want to get it all graded so I could
Right.
have 1 through 10 on my wall. Um, so I got a bunch of I got a bunch of my raws cleaned and pressed from Matt from
Right.
Empress, and then he submitted it. And then but a couple didn't go the way I wanted. One came back with a green label, and one we just didn't submit because it was in too rough a shape to submit. So I'm looking for a 6 and a 7 graded to finish off the graded 1 through 10. But I do have the whole 1 through 10 currently. So
So do you have the entire X-Men Volume 1?
no, I have. So when I started collecting, I I being a big just an X-Men guy from being a kid and the animation, the animated series and stuff. That's where I just like automatically wanted to go first. So I started by just jumping into the Claremont run. Um, and I kind of picked up the goal of like going from giant size X-Men in 94 to 300. And then as I was doing that, I sort of, you know, picked up a couple Silver Age books, and then I sort of thought like, oh, it makes a lot more sense to go 1 to 300. So that just I kind of expanded my goal, and so I have my 1 through 300 complete. And I completed that last year at Heroes Con actually.
Okay.
Um, And so like to celebrate that I completed it, I started to, or I gave those books to Matt and wanted to grade those first 10. And I have some, I have other things I collect, but my kind of my main X-Men goals are complete for now. There's always going to be upgrading, and
Right.
then I dabble with the thought of maybe expanding it to the full vault, like the full first run, or maybe even beyond that. But that's kind of a little bit more of a back burner goal, perhaps.
No, I just completed 94 through 544.
That's amazing.
So
Nice.
yeah, I just
Congratulations.
thank you. The last book I needed was 110, and that's actually not that easy of a book to find.
Yeah, I mean,
There's nothing special about it. It's just nobody's selling it that
yeah,
much.
yeah.
So I had
Yeah,
to I
some of
had to
them are
pick it up off
tricky.
of Whatnot.
It's funny, some books I would see all the time, and then other books you never see, right? And
Right.
it's just and sometimes it's different for other people, you know what I mean? Like, it can sometimes depend on like where you are, and the distribution levels of that location, the geographical location too. But
Yeah.
I mean, online you could generally find anything, but it also depends on how you're collecting. Like some people want to collect more predominantly in the wild, or they want to
Yeah.
collect from certain vendors. So it kind of all depends on your
Yeah.
thing.
And that's what I was trying to get it in the wild, but I just couldn't find it
Yeah.
anywhere within 2 hours of where I live. So it during one of my interviews, they happened to have it coming up on a Whatnot show, and I put in a pre-bid, and then found out after the show was over, I won. So I
Oh, you
was
won.
happy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice when
uh,
that worked out.
oh yeah. Was there next question I got for you is, was there a specific moment or video where you felt like your channel really took off, or would that CGC video from the very beginning kind of?
Yeah. So I mean, like, in terms of my channel, um, I've had moderate success. Again, like it all depends on like your perspective of like what YouTube success is. I mean,
Right.
obviously, like within, I would say like within the small niche of like, showing off your being just a collector on YouTube. I've had good success, and I'm like pretty humbled that people even want to watch my stupid videos and or my live streams and stuff. But um I would say, yeah, if there's a moment I could pinpoint where my channel, I guess, took off a bit, it was right out the gate. I did that CGC video, did like a few thousand views, and then I guess the algorithm just said like, look at this new channel with this high viewed video right out the gate. And then within like my first like 10 to 12 videos, I had like eight of them or so that all went over 1,000 views, and my subscriber count grew a lot really fast. So that was kind of where it happened. But then I like hit a bit of a plateau, and then I just kind of like trucked on until I got till about, once I got past the 1,000 subscribers, it really plateaued. And then that also just happens to coincide with like the decrease in the amount of content I put out, just life and the way things went. But yeah, right out the gate, I kind of got really lucky, um hit the algorithm. The algorithm loved me right out the gate, and
Okay.
then it realized, oh, this channel's not that much, that exciting.
You're a one hit wonder.
Yeah, pretty much.
We got Steve White saying hello, hello,
Hey,
and
Steve.
Otaka Mike. How are you doing?
Hey, Mike.
Um, so next question I got for you is, what would you say your, oh, well, hold on, follow-up question to specific video or moment. Where does live streaming fall into that? Do you like live streaming? Do you not like live streaming?
Yeah, I love live streaming. That's really where community is built, is in the live streams, and where I've met like tons of friends, and like really like I've met good friends through YouTube and through comic collecting. And So that's been great for me and my channel. Um, I I didn't jump right into live streaming when I started. I kind of like sort of started testing the water a few months in, and then as I got a little bit more comfortable with it, it sort of picked up. And I would say now live streaming's definitely right now is more of what I do versus edited videos, and that's more just because I kind of just took a hiatus from content creation last year for the back half of the year, and I'm
Right.
just sort of jumping back into it. I've been jumping back into it with a few live streams. But that'll definitely always be like going forward a big part of my channel. It's just easier to do a live
Yeah.
stream. I love doing the editing and making videos. It's a lot of fun, but it's a big time commitment, and just like with my work, it's just a lot of energy and time to sit at a computer on top of, your everyday sitting at a computer. So um the way I'm looking at it kind of moving forward is like I'd like to have maybe a video per month along with a live stream or two, and just kind of go from there. But I do enjoy live streaming.
Okay. Yeah, I'm enjoying the crap out of live streaming. It's just one is easier. I mean, you kind of just prepare, right? Especially if you're doing a reoccurring series, you get it all set up that first time, and then you kind of just duplicate, duplicate, duplicate,
Yeah, you
and
get into a bit of a what's the word? I guess
rhythm.
rhythm, a template,
Yeah,
that sort of thing. Yeah,
yeah, because like
routine. That's it. The routine.
routine. Yeah, because it's like and like these interview live streams is like I just ask questions. You do most of the work. So
Yeah.
it
But
works for
you know
me.
what? It in some ways it's a lot less stressful not being the host, right? So I don't mind.
Yeah.
I could talk, no problem, right? So
Well, yeah, because the when you're the host, you gotta like it's kind of like you're producing the show too. You're
yeah, yeah,
highlighting, changing scenes and stuff like that, trying to make sure everything's or make sure it doesn't come off the rails.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
um, so what would you say your niche is in the comic book community, and has it changed over time?
Um, I guess my niche is sort of like typical collector content, showing off pickups and books and the collection, sharing parts of the collection. Um, it's kind of really where it is. And then like I guess paired with that is just like community live streams, talking about the the things we love with other people, like-minded people, and um, like every once in a while I'll like pepper in different kinds of videos and stuff if I have a good idea or something that I can bring to the table. But like generally, if you look at my catalog of videos, it's mostly either live streams or showing off pickups or CGC submissions or top tens showing books. It's just a lot of book showing, peppered in with some fun stuff like if I go to a con. I'll do a con recap, like vlog style kind of thing, or if I go in the wild and I get some footage, that sort of thing, I'll do a video on that.
Yeah, yeah, I'm planning to do a con. Well, my plan is to go to Heroes this year, and I want to do
Great.
some.
I'm hoping, planning to do the same.
Yeah,
Uh,
one,
I still need the approvals, the vacation approvals, but once that's locked in, it's pretty much a go for Heroes this year.
I
Again,
don't know.
I went last year; it was great.
I don't necessarily have any books that I'm specifically targeting to find. It's probably going to be more of a trying to drop off some books at CGC and see if I can get any of them to take back before I leave for the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great show for hunting. Even if you're not looking for anything in particular, if you just want to like look at stuff, there's so much to look at, so much to dig around for. If you like creators, like getting signatures or art commissions or anything like that, sketch covers, I mean, that's one of the big reasons I go is I've kind of caught the art bug, so I like getting some commissions, and then looking to see if I can pick up some original art. And then if there's anything I'm looking for in particular book wise, it's usually Heroes is the place to go. Like it's most people find what they're looking for. There might be something like super rare you might not be able to find, but most people find what they're looking for at Heroes Con. There's just so many vendors and lots of books.
And JSS is providing us the link to
Yeah.
Heroes Con. So if anybody's interested, click on that.
And it's also really the best show if you want to meet people in the community, because so many of us go. JSS, I just met him this last year, so lots of people to meet, which is also amazing.
Oh yeah, I've followed Legion and all them, and I've heard
then you know all about it. All about it.
I mean, he should go to Heroes for free the way he promotes it. So
yeah, those guys, and then they do a lot of great stuff for comics curing cancer at that as well. So yeah, it's a great show.
All right. So what comic book content performs best on your channel, and why do you think that is?
Yeah, so I mean, I would say hands down, my most successful video ever is my room tour video, because that's like a guaranteed like huge view video, and it's evergreen. You know what I mean? Like if somebody's looking for a room tour video in 6 months from now after you've uploaded it, like they'll watch your video. The problem with it is you can only really do one, like however many times, maybe once a year you can swing it if you're changing it up. But so that's a great video if you want to do one video that gets a lot of views. Same with CGC submissions. I've done those a bunch of times, but again, expensive. You can't always do them all the time.
Hold on just 1 second.
Yeah, no problem.
Here's my room tour. All right. That's about it.
Start. I would suggest naming a video room tour.
Okay.
But looks great. I love the room.
Thank you.
I guess like videos that I could do more often that would get generally good views are like anytime you do like a top 5 or a top 10, it just like intrigues people, and I find those get a decent amount of views. And then again, like con recaps or vlogs and stuff, those do well as well.
I think the comic vet Chris, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think when he was on this show, he said that some of his best videos would be his con tours.
Yeah, for sure. People want to live vicariously through you if they can't be there, or it's a great way to, if you're thinking about going to a con and you don't know what it's about, watch one of those videos or a bunch of those videos from a con from a previous year. It's a great way. Like last year before I went to Heroes, I watched like every Heroes Con video I could find from the previous year just to see what it was like, and kind of it helped build the excitement. So those videos are always good.
All right. What do you do? Any mystery boxes or anything like that, or do you?
No, I'm like in terms of like buying them and then like opening them, or no, I'm not a big mystery box. I like to know what I'm putting my money into, so I don't think I've ever done a mystery box, to be honest. It's too much of a gamble, and I'm a little picky about what I like, so I just don't want to be. I find like a mystery box, I'll probably end up with like a bunch of stuff I don't really want, and then selling it's kind of a pain. So yeah, not a mystery box guy.
Well, yeah, I mean, I can see that, especially with completing X-Men Volume 1 through 300. I mean, I think that's where a lot of money needs to be focused on.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, like it's not the only thing I collect. I have lots of other books, but I generally just kind of. And when I first started collecting the first couple of years, I was definitely buying like just a lot of stuff that I just liked. But nowadays, like, especially, I'm very just focused on what I want, and I save money for like bigger purchases rather than just like buying.
Right.
So yeah, even back then when I was a little bit more crazy, it might have been more keen to buy a mystery box. I still didn't, just because I like to know what I'm getting.
Yeah. I'm right there with you. I think the closest thing I'll come to a mystery box right now is a $5 Ollie's pack.
Sure, that's no big deal.
Which I have a whole stack of them to open right there.
Nice, that's fun.
It'll be a good video.
Yeah, makes for a great video. I think anytime that you're, like, doing anything random and people could see, like, first time reactions to things, I think that's always a good video.
Yeah. And they want to see, like, did he score or did he?
Exactly. Everybody lives for that gamble, that, potential score, right? So
Yeah. Um, so how do you balance what you love to talk about with what the algorithm wants?
I don't care about the algorithm. Maybe a little bit, like, when I started, I was a little bit more focused on, like, building the channel, but even then, like, I just do the videos I do, and I don't really worry too much about the algorithm. And personally, I've just never really been able to figure it out either. Like, I sometimes a video will go off and I'm like, oh, look at that great amount of views. And then I do a similar video a few months later and it doesn't do as well. And I don't know why. It just doesn't, it, for whatever reason, right? So I care, zero cares about the algorithm these days.
I think for me, it's more like I'll make the videos that I want to make, and then I try to figure out a little bit on what I can do to help the algorithm promote my video, like
Mhm.
to make the package of my video more presentable to try to get it out
Yeah,
to more people.
I guess I would say I've always done that. Like I used to tag my videos with all the tags and um try to have thumbnails that seem appealing, titles that seem appealing, even upload trying to upload at times where my audience is higher. Like you can look on all that stuff on YouTube Studio Analytics. So I've done all that stuff, but like I find like it's still such a crapshoot. So
Yeah,
I I will still like I'll upload on a Thursday or a Friday versus a random Tuesday because it seems to be a better day to do it. I'll still do that, but other than that, I don't really. I'm not trying to game it because I just can't really figure it out.
all right. I was going to ask you if you used any particular tools to help you with it or anything like that, or you just kind of wing it.
No, I'm a pretty wing it content creator
Okay.
when it comes to those things.
Okay. Yeah, I use Chat GPT and Gemini sometimes to help with title descriptions and titles descriptions and things like that, and some thumbnail suggestions.
I should
And
do that, but I also haven't really been making a lot of edited content for the last little while. So maybe when I get back into it, I'll start looking at things like that again. But no,
and
his
the way I was doing that would be record the video. I mean, some people tell you come up with your thumbnail and your title before you record the video. I do it the opposite way. I'll record the video and then I'll take it into Clipchamp or CapCut or something and have it do the auto cut where it will give me the transcript. And then I'll paste that transcript into ChatGPT or Gemini and say, based upon this transcript, give me the best title and description uh, to make this more uh, appealing,
yeah,
basically. And it'll give me a good suggestions and things like that. So
yeah. I mean, if I mean, those tools are now all available to us. So it's great to use that if it helps.
yeah, as a graphic designer, do you use? What are your thoughts on? I mean, this
On
little
AI,
yeah, this little
uh,
side tangent, but
yeah, no problem. I I use AI quite a bit in my professional life. not for like stuff that goes out into the world that people see, but for internal presentations and like trying to sell through ideas before we've gotten to the point of like really actually creating the final artwork or the final whatever it is.
Okay.
Um, it's so much easier now to create visuals and make things look really great when you're presenting to clients versus the old way, which would be like finding a bunch of images online and then comping it together in Photoshop. And like the time that's I've saved because of AI is incredible. Um, and it also just enhances my work, the way it looks and stuff. So I use AI for that. In terms of content creation, like I've used it here and there for little things, but not like a ton. But I've used it for a few things here and there.
Have you ever heard of Notebook LM?
No.
It's from Google, and it's one where you provide the sources to it,
Hmm.
and then it only can reference from the sources that you gave it,
Oh,
and
cool.
you can give it so it's less likely to hallucinate and things like that. Um, and you can upload photos, videos, text, websites, YouTube videos, PDFs. Um, and I was just, it does like audio, like it can make an audio podcast, it can make a video presentation with like a PowerPoint type thing, and make a slide deck, infographics. Um, and I was just playing around with it earlier. I took some snapshots or screenshots from your channel
Hmm.
with the information, and can I show you what I made?
Sure. Yeah, I'd love to.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
nice. That's good.
and so that's the first slide,
Oh, you gotta send me this.
and then here's the second one. And this is just taking screenshots from
Yeah, that's
your
crazy.
channel. Uh, so,
Yeah, that's cool.
I mean, I think it's got a lot of the stuff correct.
I'll have to
From
look
what,
into this.
yeah, there is one that I think is wrong, but I'll show you that in a second. So you just got to double check. But I mean, it's pretty. I mean, it looks
Yeah, it looks great. I mean, it's a little scary sometimes how good it looks because like in the past, like I would just make this like myself
right.
in Illustrator and Photoshop, and the fact that it could just get spit out is crazy.
So
Nice.
is this a live stream you actually did?
Yeah, except it changed my face. That's
Yeah,
funny.
it did. It did change it. Yeah, it was like that doesn't quite look like him.
Yeah, it actually it changed the whole the outfit too.
Okay.
That
Uh,
was originally Cousin Eddie from Christmas Vacation.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
this is the one I see that it definitely was a little wrong because I think your live or your video is a little bit more spread out than
Yeah, the Heroes one, I mean, that was back in
yeah.
June or May. Same with the original art, but the Council of X and the CGC unboxing, those were recent.
Okay. And then it had your contact information at the end.
Nice. That's
So,
cool.
and this was a slide deck that it created, and here is a infographic that
I
it
love it
made.
says, "What's going on, comic friends?" That's my that's my usual.
Oh no.
Love it. Love Colossus there. It's awesome.
And this, I just told it to make an infographic in a comic book or an X-Men comic book style.
Yeah, it
And
looks great.
I'll send those to you if you want me to.
Yeah, send them.
All right.
Look at them.
So, um, so are there? I mean, yeah, those are some AI stuff. So, but that's Notebook LM. It's from Google. So I don't know if y'all use Google Gemini or anything like that, but that's
I don't,
it's
but
included.
I mean, I use Google, but
Right.
I should look at that. Yeah.
And like I said, it only pulls from the sources that you put into it. So What mistakes did you make early on that you wish that someone had warned you about?
Oh, mistakes. I mean, I don't think I've made a lot of mistakes. One thing I definitely learned from, I guess it was a mistake from that first CGC submission video, was just how I displayed my books.
Okay.
In that video, I was pulling the boxes, I was pulling them out of the box and seeing it all for the first time, and I just didn't show the book to the camera enough. I just was constantly like looking at it, and I even got a comment on the video of like somebody like complained about that, and you know, going back and looking at it, I was like, yeah, what am I doing? Like, people want to see the books, and I was so often holding them to facing me while I was looking at them and talking, that I didn't show them off well enough, and that ended up leading me to get like a little stand for my
Right.
books, and then eventually, I started doing like a split screen thing where I kind of increased the size of the book in the screen, and so you could really see the book that I'm showing, and so that like that was a good mistake that I learned from, and that basically kind of informed my content for the rest of the way through, right?
Okay.
Um, Show the books, don't hide them from the audience. It's
And that's what
you
they're
know,
here for, are the books.
rookie mistake.
Yeah. They're here for the books, not for us.
That's right. That's right.
um, do you, oh, no, we'll get to that in a second. Um, what is your process for planning and producing a video from idea to upload? And I guess, let's say when you were doing the pre-recorded videos, because that's more, because there's more of a
Yeah.
process when it comes to that.
Like I said, like I'm a bit of a wing it kind of creator. That said though, like I I would say the most prep kind of just comes in the like the thinking stage, the brainstorming stage. Um, One thing that I've kind of become known for with my edited content is my intros. I always try to do like a comedic kind of skit to intro all my videos.
You have the wallet, don't you?
Yes, I have
Okay.
the talking wallet that I have a dysfunctional relationship with. Um, just a lot of different like funny things like that. The wallet was a big hit, and so I've just kind of done that a lot. But I've done some other things here and there, and like just I'm always trying to come up with like a good joke uh, to open my videos with, and people kind of come to expect it.
Okay.
And I think it's also a good way to like hook people in early. Like they, you know, they see this funny video, they may want to watch more of the video. So, um, you know, the things like that I like think about. I have to think about and plan out in my head a bit. Um,
Hey, Dave.
Hey, Dave, good to see you. Um, so yeah, like that's kind of the planning I do, and then I shoot everything. Um, I don't ever script anything, so like when I'm talking to camera, it's all just sort of ad lib. But then like obviously through editing, I can cut out mistakes. Like I'll just restart a phrase or a line if I mess up or whatever. And I just kind of chop it together and out comes a video.
All right. Um, so now, and then you do your thumbnails afterwards.
Yeah, I generally do my thumbnails once I've edited it. I have like I have a Photoshop. I have a look to my thumbnails, and so I've kind of built a quick way of quickly doing it within like I don't know 20 minutes or whatever. I spit out a thumbnail
Okay.
that's got my look to it, and um,
You have a template or a way that you like to do it,
yeah,
a
basically, I
style.
have a style, and I just kind of duplicate that style. I change the color up from previous ones, and I'm always usually in the thumbnail, so I usually have to do some kind of like pose photo or something like that. And yeah,
Your
so
YouTube face and stuff.
yeah, like either I'm holding books or I'm reacting to something, or just kind of your typical YouTube thumbnail with the creator in it.
Yeah. All right. And then coming up with the title ideas, you just kind of try to.
Again, like I just sort of come up with it on the fly.
I've been learning or doing research this week, or I listen to podcasts and ask questions about YouTube and stuff because I just generally want to know and become a better YouTuber in general. One thing that I've learned is like if you have it in the thumbnail, there's no need to repeat it in the title or vice versa. So so I used to, or I'm going to go back and start renaming some of my comic channel origin videos and take out the actual comic channel origin part of the title and put in something that was more relatable to that was said or done in the interview, because I have comic channel origins big and center prominent in the thumbnail, so there's no need to repeat it.
Right.
It's wasting time up there on the in the title. So and I can try to make these interviews kind of more evergreen, because like if somebody's out there wanting to know stuff about becoming a
well, they definitely are evergreen.
Yeah, especially not showing books and things like that. We're talking about YouTube, so that's
the fact that you have kind of like a templated set of questions,
so
you get to hear different takes on things, and and you just get different perspectives on your questions.
Yeah, I mean, because some of the questions have every answer is different, and then other questions every answer is the exact same.
Yeah, but that's not necessarily the worst thing either, right? Because if it's the right answer, or that's
like the algorithm question, everybody's like, I don't care about the algorithm.
Yeah, well, that's because you're talking to a lot of comic YouTubers who aren't trying to become Mr. Beast, like they're just out to, like myself, trying to just have fun and build the community and stuff like that. But I mean, there are definitely channels that are more just dialed in on that stuff. So like you could still get some different answers there.
Oh yeah. So how do you engage with your community, and has it changed as you've grown or as your channels evolved? Or what would you think is your best way to engage with community?
Yeah, again, it's I would say on YouTube, it's the live streams. You get to like react to people, in the chat. You can highlight their comments, and you can bring them into the conversation. I think that's the best way to to have a great live stream, is to like have if it's more of a kind of just a hangout type of live stream, then let the people who aren't on the stream with you but are actively participating in the chat feel like they're part of the whole thing that's happening, right? So like I think highlighting them and then answering questions or reacting to their comments, sometimes it's hard because you're in the middle of conversation, and as a host too, you're doing different things. But like the more you can bring people in and make them feel like they're part of the show is a great way to connect with people and build community. I love when like I'm having a conversation with a bunch of people in a stream, but then like my chat is also having kind of like a parallel chat amongst themselves, and they're almost hanging out in the chat, and then we just kind of every once in a while like bring them into it. It's that's always kind of fun. See them joking around. I love seeing that. On edited content, I think it's important to answer or comment back to people who take time to comment on your videos. I've tried always to at least after a video's been out for a week or two to like get to comments. Sometimes you'll get a random comment after like 3 months after a video's been posted, and you'll never really see it. So there's definitely posts that or comments that I don't get to or I don't comment on, but I try to like when the video's still fresh to like respond to comments and just make sure that people feel like they're engaging with me and I'm engaging with them. And then beyond that, Instagram is the place where like I have like ongoing conversations with people and
Right.
message threads, and so that's really become like the chat app for all my different groups of friends and different subject matters and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I think I'm in like 4 different chat groups
Yeah,
on
yeah,
IG, which they all have like half of them are all the same people in
yeah. I
each
have a
group.
few. I definitely have some crossover on my chats as well.
Yeah, I think I'm in a 1 or 2 with Mr. Aiken also. So
Nice.
I mean, if we start talking about John Byrne, he might appear in the chat. You never know.
I that's generally how it goes. One mention and all of a sudden he's here.
What I mean, this would be a good question for you since you're a graphic designer and that. What tools, gear, or apps have made the biggest difference in your channel?
Yeah, I think like I've always tried to bring a certain level of polish and um production value, I guess, to my content, at
Right.
least like my edited content. So like I have a good camera that I bought. Um Having lighting. Although I feel like I hate my light. The lighting's one area I've always kind of struggled to keep consistent. But
So, like, what type of lighting are you using
I just
now?
got these
Because
like cheap like content creator lights that I bought. But sometimes they're not always in the same position as the last time. I've just never really perfected the lighting thing. And it's probably because I need better lights. Um that said, it's not bad. It's just I for me personally, I've never felt like I've nailed it. Um and then what else? On the computer, obviously the software I use a lot of the Adobe suite. I use
okay,
Adobe Premiere to edit, and then Illustrator and Photoshop, which are graphic design tools. I use those for like thumbnails and other little things that I make, or I often make my own graphics and stuff like that. So like I use all those tools
okay.
to make stuff. So
Do you, what about for live streaming? Is there any particular? I mean, do you use
StreamYard,
StreamYard?
I'm on
Stream,
StreamYard. They're so expensive. I hate it, but I don't really want to. I just like the functionality that I have in there, and um, so I'm willing to fork out the dough for it, but it does suck.
yeah, I think Restream might be a little bit cheaper, uh, but I know that I'm also looking at OBS, and I don't know if you know 22 Comics.
Yep, yep,
Okay,
I've been
he
on it.
uses OBS for his Monday night live stream, which I know that you can do guests on it, but you have to set up every individual scene, and which would be it would work okay for having one guest, but kind
Yeah,
of doing a hangout would be very difficult.
yeah. I sometimes have up to 10, which is the max on StreamYard.
Right.
And so that having that ability is important to me. And then it's everything's just so intuitive and simple, and um that's why I like it. It's just unfortunately they know that, and so they charge a lot of money.
Was it like $30 a month or something?
It's way more. I pay like $80 a month Canadian though,
Okay.
for the like a high tier, so that I can have 10 people on, and I have all the special functions and stuff like that.
Okay. I think they with the paid version of that you could even do vertical and
Yeah, I can.
or
You could
portrait and
do.
landscape.
You can do 9 by 16 for vertical phones, but I don't deal with that because I'm always just on the YouTube size.
Okay. Um, so StreamYard's your tool of choice right now for that.
Yeah, for live streams until something better and cheaper comes along.
Okay. uh, yeah, I haven't done many of the multi-person live streams yet. I think the most I've had is 3 other guests, and that's when I interviewed Mark and Rob and DJ from C3.
Oh, cool.
So it was the 4 of us, which the free version can handle that. So
yeah, I think 4 is the max. Yeah.
6.
Oh, 6 is the max.
6. I just don't get
Okay.
I don't get all the custom overlays and
Right.
clips and things like that. But I think there are some workarounds I could probably figure out. But that's another day to worry about.
Yeah.
So what advice would you give to someone starting a comic book YouTube channel today?
Oh, always a good question. I would say know what you want to get out of it, like, and be realistic.
Okay.
Not to say like I don't want to crush people's dreams of like YouTube stardom, but like the thing with the comic book world is, as in terms of a niche, the comic book world is a really small niche on YouTube, in the grand scheme of all the niches, all the subject matter. So there's very few like huge monster comic book YouTube channels, and even those are small in comparison to like the really big YouTube channels. Um, and I find, especially in like the comic book collecting side of things, there's it's even harder to get really big there. Like, um, I think of like channels like Comic Tom, Gem Mint, Swaggle Hoss. Like, those are kind of like your bigger, higher end Bryce Comics. Those, like, in the collecting space of the
Right.
of comics. And you could even argue, like, Gem Mint's not even that big into like the comic side, as more of like, he's a little bit more of an omnibus statue guy. But anyways, but you look at their subscribers and their view counts, it's high, it's amazing. They're doing quite well. But like the really big comic YouTube channels are more like Comics Explained, and those ones that do the deep
Variant.
dives, and sort of a variant, yeah, like, and those are like the biggest ones. But then you look at their levels compared to like stuff in like Pokemon or sports, or they're not even close. You know what I mean? So it's just, I would just say do it for like, because you love it and you have fun, and don't put too much stress on like becoming a monster channel. I guess that would be my first biggest piece of advice. Have fun with it, and don't make it a job, because as soon as you don't like it, or you start to burn out, you'll burn out, you'll fizzle out. And there's so many channels that I've seen, even just in the course of time that I've been on YouTube, that have come and gone, because, and for whatever reasons, I don't know all the reasons, but I definitely know some. It's just because it just doesn't, they burn out or whatever it is, right? So
another one that's up there in the like 50,000 subscriber count, Mint Hunter.
Yeah, Mint Hunter, great channel.
Oh yeah,
love his channel. But again, like, like it all depends on perspective of like when you're talking about size, channel size, and channel success, right? So
yeah, I think when they're up in around that 50 to 60,000, they're kind of in the reselling game of it too, because Comic Tom's resells, and Mint Hunter sells, and Bry sells. So and Gem Mint used to sell with Comic Tom a good bit, I think.
Yep.
So, and then it's like when you're lower than that, it's more just on the hobby side of it.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, there's some big hobby channels like let's see, like I would say like Swaggle Hoss is a hobby, more of a hobby guy.
Hobby and information.
Hobby and information, definitely information. A lot of speculation and like value talk on his channel. I think again, like, YouTube's all about like what are you providing the viewer? And I think you could provide like one of two things. You could provide information or you can provide entertainment, right? And
it's hard to do both.
It's hard to do both. And like, it even on the information side, like there's on, I don't know, like you also have to find a way to do it in a way that people want to consume it, right?
I actually did in September and October. I did a live stream or a pre-recorded video every day for like a month and a half about comic book news.
See, that's a great way in, right?
Yeah, it was hard.
Oh, it's so hard. It's hard.
They were like 15
have that kind of schedule and keep up with it. It's very hard, very hard.
Yeah, it was, and they were like 15-minute videos. So
yeah,
it would take a lot to the prep and process of that took a good bit of time.
For sure.
It was easier to actually do the video than it was to doing the prepping for the video. So
yeah, I don't doubt that.
Yeah, and then I did some talking to some people, and they're like, "Is that what you want your channel to be, or you rather just be about the hobby?" I'm like, "Probably more about the hobby." Yeah, we'll stop doing that.
Oh, well, I mean, you could. It's never a bad thing to explore and experiment. But,
right,
but yeah, like find what you're good at or what you like to do at the very least, right? And that's all that matters. All that matters is that you enjoy doing it.
Oh, it was fun.
Yeah,
but it was taking like 3 hours of prep per video to get it out, which
could burn you out real quick.
Yeah, that was taking away too much time from the family. So
yeah, I bet.
So I was like, yeah, I'm done with that. So is there anything else or any final notes, tips, or tricks that you would like to share with the comic book YouTube community?
I just kind of a little bit more piggybacking off what I was saying. Like I think if you're gonna be in the YouTube game, just like find what you enjoy and do that and do it for yourself, and find people around, like find community and just enjoy being part of it. Don't put too much pressure on yourself, you know. I've there's been times where I felt a little bit of pressure, like, oh, I need to get videos out, and I was struggling to do that, and I felt bad in a way. And people were always quick whenever I mentioned it. People were always quick to say, like, "Hey, man, you got to do what's good for you and what's right for you, and when you can do it." And I think YouTube, at the very least, should just be fun, right? And this is a hobby, right? So, I mean, if your goal is to like do big things on YouTube, then go for it. But if you're just, doing this for the fun of it, make sure it stays fun, and find people that you have fun with, and it's probably the best note or advice I can give.
Yeah, if you can get out there, or if you're available to, I would say go live as soon as you can, or as early into your YouTube journey as you can, to start building your community, or also joining live streams if you have the opportunity. I mean,
yeah, I've met a lot of friends who, either have had a channel and then like sort of peter out, or just never wanted to start their own channel, but they love going on live streams. And I have a few friends that frequent my channel that don't have their own channel, but they've kind of made a little bit of a presence themselves in the YouTube world just by going on live streams. And I love having them on, and they're good friends, good buddies. And so you could get involved in the YouTube thing without having to even do the YouTube thing.
Right.
So that's another avenue into the fun on here. So, but yeah, I don't disagree. Like, getting on live streams is a great thing, great part of doing this stuff. So do it when you can, as soon as you can.
All right. Well, do you have anything coming up on your channel? Any?
I don't have anything like concrete planned, but I'm definitely gonna have a live stream sooner in the next few weeks, probably. And I do have a video I want to get out that I'm working on, and hopefully that'll be out in the next couple of weeks as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just stay tuned to the channel. Hopefully, like, subscribe, watch my past content. It's all there. It's good. So until the next upload or the next live stream.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do some Ollie's packs,
Nice.
videos for that, and I am also going to go back through the YouTube editor and look at some of the past interviews I've done and take out some clips and make some highlight videos for past, so people don't necessarily sit through an hour and a half conversation where I can just give them 10, 15 minutes of good information. So,
Yeah, I mean, like, it's funny how some people like long form, and then some people want quick, quick stuff. It's
right.
so having a little bit of both isn't a bad thing, but um I would say too, like, sometimes or at least I've heard that, like, sometimes when you deviate, like, I think Mike, I know you had Lunch Money on your channel,
Right.
and he might have mentioned it on in your conversation, but he at one point tried to get into the shorts, and he started doing shorts, and it kind of tanked his algorithm because
Yeah.
he like deviated from what he was normally doing. So that is a warning if you kind of have a good, consistent way of doing things. Sometimes switching it on YouTube can kind of like mess around with the performance of your channel, but
Oh yeah.
yeah, there's something for everybody. It's not a bad thing.
Yeah, no, like I'm gonna take the got two clips that'll be about 14 minutes altogether from my interview with 22 Comics, and then I'll just I've downloaded them, going to edit them together, and then I'll re-record or record an intro to it and go from there. And if somebody, and I'll put it out there and see what happens.
Yeah, why not?
Do some experimenting.
Yeah, for sure.
And my guest next week on Comic Channel Origins is another guest from the Great White North, and that is going to be Shane from 1063 Comics. So please come and check that out. Should be an interesting conversation, a lot to discuss there. And if you know on that, you already know. And that's all that I have right now. Let me get back to big screen. This self-producing stuff is a little difficult, as we've already talked about.
Yeah, he's definitely had a journey on YouTube. I know a little bit of that story as well. So
yeah, he said he's not afraid to talk about it.
No, it's great. That would be a good conversation.
Yeah. Also, I'd like to once again give a shout out to the channel sponsor, Ron's Comic Closet. There's the QR code, and if you use code I have issues at checkout, you'll get 20% off your first purchase at Ron's Comic Closet. All right. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, everybody, for watching. And let me get us out of here.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Ryan. And here we go.